We talk about that all the time. Like just the idea of all of these different celebrities jumping into the podcast game. It doesn't make them experts at like
a lot of them niggas
just because they famous at music doesn't make them an expert at politics.
The hardest thing about podcasting is getting your numbers up. If you already come with numbers, you just got to be good.
And that's why we got to give a shout out to JB for giving them 10 authentic new listeners to your show. Because,
and then y'all do that
and not even being funny, but like that shit big because for people like us, we're not celebrities.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to really work to gain listeners because we don't get to say, oh, I rapped and I was famous and I had 2 million people already listening to me and now I'm just gonna start talking and then now those same people gonna listen to me. We really have to authentically grow our audience.
Right. And AJB, I'm coming at you on some joke shit. Tell your homegirl who talking about my shoes, I'll buy her.
So can we leave at the beginning of the part? Right,
No. That's totally different.
You didn't hear what he...
That's totally different.
I buy a nigga cut my grass.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Nigga, what you talking about? Nigga? Yeah, that's different. She can cut my grass, come plant my flowers. Shut up. Wash my shoes that you don't like. Yeah, nigga. I can buy her.
Hey, we appreciate you listening and comment on his shoes because we jank his shoes every week. So talk about that nigga shoes and continue listening.
And comment on the YouTube page about his shoes next week. Please.
And I hope you see this segment.
For real.
See this segment.
Then they got the Travis Barker vans on.
I love comfortable. I'm about comfortable, nigga. I got coins, nigga. I like comfort.
But
man, bro.
I was thinking during the Tyson interview, like, do y'all think it's something where like our greats, something happened like in their prime, they had to sit down for a while before they really about to go to the next level?
Sometimes
Tyson, Muhammad. I ain't even think about Muhammad, but Pac, he had to go to jail. A little bit of Tiger, but not that much.
But I think Tyson was after. Was Tyson before? Or after
that was in his prime. 6 years of his prime. Okay. Truth be told, Jordan had to sit down in his prime.
Chose to
or forced to. Whatever.
But he came back greater when he left.
Tiger, kind of from injuries, but it was different.
Vic was about to, he had shoes. He had niggas buying football shoes.
Penny. If we gonna go
there, that was an injury.
I know. If we gonna go there, then
yeah, that's true too.
But don't that say something? I think
Magic at the end of his shit. You know,
I just think that
might have poked it.
I just think sometimes as men, it's hard to ascend to that top. I think we talked one time on here about like our uncles and granddads and stuff, like how they were doing great things, but something happened, whether it was drugs or jail or money. Like it's hard. Nigga, just look at the situation we was just in.
Some bullshit.
Facts.
Like, and we all nigga, think about where we at in life. We not perfect. We not great. We not where we even aspire to be just yet.
Not that,
but we transitioning upward. And something like that just try to transition you back down. Just in that little bit of space. It's hard, man, for being black, being a man, trying to do the right things. Nigga, every last one. That's why I never toot my nose up or never say anything bad about a young kid who get in trouble or make a bad decision, because at any given point or any given time, we all one decision or even one heinous thought from the other side of being in a bad situation, dog.
And that was one of the memes going around this week. I want to say mainly Meek Mill quoted it, put it out there, is the struggle that black men are going through, man. One of the hardest things in the world right now is to be a black man. Right. So if you know a good black man, champion.
And it's crazy we had this conversation. I was talking to somebody at work Friday about it, because they were asking, why do they have to continue to ask us to do the same thing over and over again? And I was like, man, simply put, the sun don't rise and set over your ass. And we just don't be thinking about that shit.
We got a whole lot of other shit on our brain.
Think about from the time you wake up at 6 or whatever you get up in the morning to the time you get off work, how much shit you didn't had to go through, how much, like all of the transitions that had taken place in that amount of hours. And then you walk in and you talking about something you asked me to do last week that I completely forgot about. And I don't feel like, if you remind me, cool, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about it now. So I don't know. It's just
shut up, King.
We just think.
No, finish. I wasn't trying to do that.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. Like, just understand that it's not on our minds to do whatever it is you want to do.
I feel, and most times they gotta know also is that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be quick. Most times they gotta know that ourselves is probably the last thing on our mind. to take care of.
Right.
Yeah.
Most times we thinking of taking care of
We don't
other
really
stuff
get
and other
that.
things and other people.
That shit always kind of overlooked though.
It's never us.
No, we
But-
never have to think about us.
But it's a lot of
we can't even have mental problems for real.
no.
I mean, we can't even be sad. we can't even like not be feeling to be
Facts.
fucked with.
Yeah, I was
I
like
want some peace.
like I said,
What you mean?
I don't wanna be
Not-
fucked
I don't-
with.
I don't mean to use the woman voice because it could come from anywhere.
like I
It come
said,
from anywhere.
That's where it come from.
when I was talking about that show, Couples Therapy on Showtime,
Right.
the black dude was saying how like it's draining sometimes. He was like, I can't even be cold. I walk outside, I put my hoodie on, somebody looking at me crazy or clutching their purse. And so the wife was like, he don't ever talk about that. And it's like, I can't.
You can't.
Hell no, I can't even be sleepy
Right.
at home.
Right. You can't have that conversation. Like you want. I can tell you that, but you're still not gonna understand it. It's just certain.
It's so
things.
many pressure.
Right.
It
Yeah,
just
it's cool, but cut that grass. You tired? I get it. Cut the grass.
it's so many pressures that swirl around that we not always allowed to talk about, or if we vulnerable and start talking about them, sometimes they're shifted away from what we intended to talk about.
Facts.
That it ends up being a place like the podcast or nigga talk, or when we, saying get with your people and you talking to your people about it, because those are the people that may relate a little bit better because they going through life every day, seeing those situations that you're talking about.
But I don't want to make it seem like I'm shitting them because I do recognize when it is realized. Because like I like when my wife realizes, hey, you look tired. Come home, lay down, I'll rub your feet. I like shit like that. So it does happen. So, but as a man, like it's very rare that happens very
was just
often.
about to
As
say.
much as
And I wasn't really referring to
I'm just saying in
women. I was
general.
talking about
yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't-
And that's what I was
wasn't
saying.
saying
Like she could realize that, but then if I go to work, nigga, they don't hear that.
No.
You the man. You need to run this shit. Nah,
One thing
I'm
I do
tired,
believe
nigga.
in, hey, take your PTO. That's what me and I do believe.
That's why I'm off the whole week.
But something else Tyson said, he was like, 'cause, we don't be want to do that shit sometimes. We just don't want to do it. But he was like, discipline is doing something you don't want to do, like you do, like you like it.
Right.
So you got to like being like, oh yeah, you look just as good as you look yesterday. Just say that shit every morning. I'm just gonna start saying that shit every morning.
Tyson the crazy nigga, but I noticed he been putting a lot of wisdom into people.
He is. He's
I had the question.
because think
Is it
about the life he
is
didn't
it,
live.
is it okay to be pussy whipped according to Tyson?
Now he was like, yeah, I ain't pissy whip.
He said he pussy whipped, big
Bruh.
pussy whipped. And I had to sit back and think, like, you know what?
Think about
got
all
a
of
point.
man. That man, like you said, that man has seen and done it. Probably done it all.
He a ferocious motherfucker. So if he could do it,
And right. So
That man said he used to buy a car and leave it in the city that he was in. Just leave the bitch.
buy a car and leave it.
Yeah, just leave it.
nuts.
Wow, boy.
Nigga had 2 tigers. He was like, yeah, this shit's
It's-
crazy.
To buy a tiger, you got to be nuts.
Yeah.
That
And
ain't just
to let him sleep in
regular
the bed.
dog.
Sleep in the bed. He was like, yeah, this shit's crazy.
I
Like,
just look at it like it's the simple things in life.
I don't need shit but internet.
And for, these memes is real shit. The meme of the nigga with just the TV and the video in the game and like a chair in his house is all he had. It was like, see how simple it is to please a man?
Right.
It's real simple. We don't ask for much. At least I knew for a fact I don't ask much. I just ask for food. I ask for it often, but I just ask for food.
Do you put stock in
Shit, you can make me some hamburger helper.
how do you handle being bombarded with maybe, let's just say 10, 12 things that you need to fix or change, and you got 3 or 4 good ones that you want to see change, but you don't see change? Like, do you go ahead and do the 10, 15 things that you need to change, but what about the 3 things that you want?
I will do that. I will change the things I need to change, but if you don't change your shit, you gonna hear about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little pissed off.
Like,
I
I
did
did what I had to do,
12
but-
things and you ain't changed 3.
And it ain't gonna be happy.
Yeah.
That shit trash.
Like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I did all of this shit, like you said, he did it, but he didn't do it your way. I don't care. I did all of this shit. Was it your way or not? I don't know. I did all of this shit. You did none of these things. You trash.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like everything could be
I'm
like
sorry,
like you
sometimes.
was saying about the video game. Everything to me, and I'm naive with this part, could be so simplified.
It's very simplified. I'm very simple. Like, and that's what I get heart for is being logical. Because logical is real simple. It's real simple. It's real straight to the point. And sometimes being logical and simple can
We get
be-
faulted for being logical and real black and white. Like,
Sometimes
It is
that's-
I think I ain't gonna say like with you is more literal than anything.
well, literal, literal, logical,
literal.
same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
For
So-
me, you know,
Right. It's like one of those things where
I'm very
say what you
literal,
mean and mean what you say and don't you know what I'm saying, stand on it. You
Is
know
that
what I'm saying?
bad or good? Or,
I know,
or
I
it
don't
is.
think- I mean, that's a way to me as a man. It's a simpler life that lead. You know.
Well,
leads to
that's
a simpler
amongst
life.
men. Like man,
Right.
do what you say you're gonna do, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Or,
Right.
So that I think that's just amongst men. You can't ask other people to
Right.
follow the same shit. that
But
you
I
do.
can.
But you have to also understand.
Good luck.
that People
I can ask.
change.
You can ask. Good luck.
People change. People wants and needs change. Like you can't say you're the same Joe from 10 years ago, and you like your idea of fun is the same thing than it was then that it is now.
Oh no, because
And-
Facebook memories remind me that I'm not that nigga.
So, you know what I'm
12
saying?
years ago, I told Hootie was like, Mobile trash. I said, at least we ain't at the water like New Orleans.
See, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like
That's trash.
that's extra trash.
But fool, I realized that shit too. Fool, nigga, I was riding around neighborhoods in New Orleans, and every last one of them have like big ditches and drains in their yard because that shit's so underwater. Like you gotta like in their yard, it's a ditch and drains.
That's
to
crazy.
get, I mean, so
For
the water
water-
would not come out. I mean, not do that again.
Mm-hmm. And so everybody got a big divot drain in their yard. Every front yard has that shit. I'm like, I ain't never really noticed that until like now. I was like, how the fuck would I always cut my grass comfortably?
Oh yeah,
It's
'cause
wicked what you see when you get
You
older.
gonna roll down in the ditch?
with that handheld.
Yeah, you better get that little hand.
Self-propelled.
You gotta lean back to get that bitch up out of there.